Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz. It is November 23. Have to keep looking. 2017, 12:43 a.m. in Birmingham. Topic gonna be a shocker, guys. I've done some research, studying, some reasoning to myself about several things, and I'm gonna start off first and say this: when God destroyed the world by water, and he took at least four of the fallen angels who came down, the watcher angels, who mated with the daughters of men and had offspring, put them in the river Euphrates. And he will release those in the tribulation period to come out for a time, and they'll come out and destroy people. What he did with a lot of the others were to put them in chains in Hades, where they're still there. Now, we don't know if Hades is specifically a one particular place surrounded by fire, or if it's a place surrounded by ice. So, and there's others that we don't know what God did with because there's no talk about it. But we do know this: although their DNA got on this side, does not mean that they continue to procreate. God destroyed the world by water to end their sexual relationships with the daughters of men. Excuse me. He destroyed the world by water to kill them all. And why would he allow them to come back up and start all over again? I don't believe he did. I do not believe that they're anywhere with an assembly line creating armies and armies and armies of mutants of themselves. I don't believe that they're having sex or taking us, taking sperm, taking women, whatever part they take, and are having babies. I don't believe that there are half and half man and half them, walking on this earth today. And for years, I say for years, not that many, I have said that you cross them every day, you eat with them every day. Well, new studies show that that is not the case. God wouldn't allow it. Spaceships. I'm gonna tell you, if you'll pay close attention to what I say right here, I think I convince you of the speed that they go and how they can go at 7,000 miles an hour and turn on a literal dime. I mean, a spot as big as a dime, and go back in the opposite direction. Now, they talk about, and I'm going to get to that, but they talk about if you have a craft that can reach the speed of light and even faster to go to the nearest stars, and if it's going, say the speed of light, but yet there's a dust size, just say something the size of a half of a black-eyed pea. Take the black part of the black-eyed pea, that big, and let it come head on with whatever's going that direction at the speed of light, and this thing is coming in this direction at however fast it's going, which is less than the speed of light. But, you know, 100,000 miles an hour, maybe faster. What happens when you think when the two collide? Well, they get disintegrated. Somebody said a single eighth of an inch diameter, anything like a BB, hit anything going the speed of light, something is going to lose its life quickly. Something's going to explode and just evaporate. Okay, you're up, now this is out of space, where there's no air. But they're talking about the UFOs are working on a non-magnetic field. They're not adhering to our magnetic field here. So therefore, they're not subject to us like we are. So they can run back and forth at that speed. I don't believe it. I believe if they're running across the sky at 7,000 miles an hour, and if we got our fastest jet, whatever it is, wide open, 6 or 7 or 8 times the speed of sound, going in the same direction that that booger's coming, and he doesn't see him in time, what's going to happen? Well, both of them are going to dust. It won't be an explosion. There'll be dust. And if you got something in the sky, it's going 7,000 miles an hour, they turn on the dime. If you got a peanut inside of that thing, that peanut ain't going to stop. It's going to come out that wall of that craft and keep going in the direction that it was going in. So if there was people in it, somebody said, yeah, they'll turn to jelly. No, they won't turn to jelly. That jelly will come right on out of it. It'll bust a hole through the craft as big as the craft. Now, let me tell you what'll make something go that fast in the sky and make 10 of them merge into one. And you're looking at them, and all of a sudden they'll split and they'll go in 10 different ways, like they do all over Mexico. I'm sorry, I just drank a part of a Dr. Pepper and it's telling on me. But here's what's wrong. Here's the problem there. Hologram. They can fix it in the sky. And they can suspend it in the sky. They can put it at a depth, at a distance of 2 miles or 22 miles and stop it. And you see it. You know how they move it? Take a laser light in your hand and you walk behind Walmart. Walk 300 feet away from Walmart. You put that laser light in your hand with a flip of your wrist. You let it go from one end of that 300 or 400 foot long Walmart and back. You can do that in a half a second. That meant that light traveled at over 100,000 miles an hour. Did you know that? Hologram. People sit at different locations, have them laser pens, shoot at a hologram, but they holographic. These pens are not just pens, they're little machines. That's what's doing that stuff in the sky. I know you're thinking I'm crazy, but I don't believe anything can move at that speed, turn on a dime and go in another direction without something going right on through the wall of that craft. Like if you're in a car, and if you can get that car up to 700 miles an hour, not 7,000, and you hit something that's 3 feet high, the top of that car will shear off and look like somebody took a torch and finally cut it. It'll cut it so clean. And the part of your body that was below that 3 feet was cut just like somebody took a scalpel and cut you so neatly and clean. The lower part of you stayed there and got squashed into the car and you can't find it. The top part of you just keep on going until you run out of juice and drop to the ground. Guys, I know I put a lot on you just now, But I'm going to start explaining a lot of these things later. And I'm going to tell you where to go and look to find these things. Now, if you take that same laser up in the sky, point it 20 or 30 or 40 miles away, and let it streak 300 miles across the sky and back at the flip of the wrist, then you got that thing going more than 7,000 miles an hour, a whole lot more. If you can do it on the back of a Walmart building at 100,000 miles an hour, you can do it up in space 10 times that. Well, maybe. Yeah, an hour. I was thinking 286,000 miles per second. No, not that quick. But 286,000 miles an hour, oh yeah. Flip that wrist and that light will go. You know it. You know it. Move it around. You'll know what it does. Guys, we're being kind. We're sold a bill of goods that may not be true. I'll get to some of it later and explain some of it to you and give you the connection where to go and find it and hear it for yourself, okay? Deal? All right. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Jody will expose.